Now, these are the basics of wellness, the basic steps to wellness and health. And I have 7 points here, and I want to talk to you about them. And here we go. Number one is optimal nervous transmission. Everybody knows that our body works from neurological transmission, impulses from the brain to the body and back again. These are neurological impulses. These are mental impulses. They are biochemical, electrical potential impulses from the brain down the spinal cord through the spine, out the spine through spinal nerves to every last organ, every last tissue, and every last cell. That's why posture is very important. Proper spinal curvatures, stretching of the spine. That's why chiropractors make such a big deal about spine misalignments, adjustments. It's not just neck and back pain. It's neurological integrity from brain and body to back again, and the feedback, neurological body and brain integration, mind body. One of the fundamental precepts from the ancient Hindu and ancient Chinese is the life force, the chi and prana coming through our spine, through the top of our head, through our spine. I've read where a yogi said, happiness lives in the spine. We could talk more about that later. That's point number one. Point number two, breath, oxygen, deep breathing exercises, concentrating on your breath so that you have full lung capacity. Oxygen's our number one nutrient. If you think about it, after 5 minutes, life's over if you don't get oxygen. But we forget to breathe deep. Lots of times, we're all guilty of that. And that's why when we finally get to a point where we are able to relax, we take a deep breath. Breath is primal. Breath is life. If we forget or neglect to take deep breaths, we slowly asphyxiate, and we want to have oxygenation to all our cells, our brain, our body, our muscles. So point number two is our oxygen and deep breathing. Very important. Number three is water. You can only live a few days without water. Probably the second most important nutrient, right? So where are you getting water? Where are you sourcing your water? You want to make sure you are having purified water. You want to have 2 liters of water every day. You know, when it's hot and we're sweating and we're losing our water, and we don't replace our water properly, we're going to slowly dehydrate in our cells. There's a lot of symptoms related to dehydration: headache, fatigue, muscle soreness. Think about a dry sponge. How is it? Dry and rigid. It can tear. Same thing with our muscles. So 2 liters of water every day. Make sure it's purified water. Don't hold your water in plastics. BPA free is good, but the best is glass, so you're not leaching chemicals, and you're assuring your body is getting purified water for maximal health, for wellness. Number 4 is diet. You know, everybody knows wellness has to do with exercise and diet, and people don't know what to do. As a basics step and a basic detox diet, I tell my people, this is after researching and reading and seeing what naturopaths and others talk about, and I tell everybody 60% vegetables should be your consumption, 20% fruit, 10% whole grain carbs, and 10% animal protein. That is the basic. That's the guideline and a basis for wellness, to detox your body, to get well, and to stay well. From there, we could moderate, we could tweak it, and see what helps in terms of other supplements or increasing something or decreasing something. That's the basic detox diet. Number 5 then is exercise. Listen, everybody knows we're supposed to exercise. If you're hurting, if you have leg pain or arm pain, or you cannot exercise, you cannot get on a bike, you cannot walk, You cannot run. Then you simply sit there and you stretch your body. You stretch your spine. You stretch your shoulders. You stretch your ankles and wrists. You stretch your neck. You do your breathing. Eventually, if you're drinking your water and doing your detox, then the pain will calm down enough for you to get up and move around. Now, also exercising is supposed to make us feel good, and it does. But it also makes us feel sore and makes us feel tired. So we're overdoing it, and I'm guilty of that. I had to pull back on my exercising because I didn't want to feel sore every day all the time. I want to feel good. And I realized at my age I was doing too hard. I was doing too much. I love it at the time, but afterwards I figured I was doing too much. I had a senior citizen the other day saying the same thing to me. Of course, he's 89 years old, and he goes, "Man, I know I'm supposed to be exercising, but I feel lousy." I agree. Don't do it so much. Now, if you're barely starting out, obviously it's going to be tough. It's going to hurt. It's going to be uncomfortable. Please overcome it. Hang in there, because it's going to be, transition's always uncomfortable, and it hurts to stretch a tight muscle. Very uncomfortable, and it hurts. But if you're not forcing it and you're not ripping and tearing, you're not going to hurt yourself. You're supposed to be moving. Problem is, we're not moving enough, most of us. Now listen, I know I'm preaching to the choir to a lot of you, but let's just get to the fundamentals and stay with the fundamentals, because it's repetition. Do you know that walking 2 miles a day, I've read that it will decrease by 50% all diseases? Just walking 2 miles a day. Now, it may be a lot for some of you, but take half an hour, 20 minutes, whatever it is. But do your thing. Get out there and exercise. Number 6 is sunlight. Get in the sun. Do not bake yourself. Do not burn yourself, but take sun every day if you can. If you can't get in the sun, like say in the winter and you're in the northern climes, well, vitamin D3 supplementation. Sun is so important. We're like plants. We can't live without it. We need the photons in our body, and the plants and animals that we consume contain these photons, and these are part of the photons that help us get our sustenance and our energy. It helps with our mood. It helps with our immune response. So sun's very important. Number 7 is rest. I know a lot of people that don't rest. They just push and they go and they want to get it done, and they don't stop to rest, and it's at the expense of their health. It's at the expense of their mental and physical well-being. Eventually, they end up hurting. They end up being sick. They end up being stressed out, and people don't know how to rest. And so one of the ways to rest is simply take time for yourself. I think that's very important. A, you're by yourself and you're resting. B, you're with your own thoughts, your own introspection, which is important for wellness. Understand and process where you could do better, or what's going on in your life or your physical situation. Rest, if you can't sleep, it's because maybe you're not doing enough rigorous exercise. For me, it's a fail-safe. If I can't sleep, which is rarely, it's because I haven't exercised hard enough that day, that week, that period of time. And rest is so important because that's when we restore, we replenish, we recharge, we repair, and we're able to recharge and have our energy and repair so that we're good the following day. I'm amazed. Someday I'll feel lousy and I get my good rest, and it's like it's a brand new day. I feel so much better. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Now, if you're waking up and you're lousy in the morning, I mean, who doesn't have their sluggish days? But when you work on these fundamentals, now I know you heard them before, and these are basics for wellness and health, but sometimes we deviate from it, but that's okay. We get back on track and stay with it. And this is basic information. You heard it before, and these are the basic fundamentals, in my opinion, that will help you stay well, help you get well and stay well. It's the way to wellness. And don't believe me, do your reading, do the research. But remember what Mark Twain said, be careful reading health books because you might die of a misprint. That's all for today. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.